Hello guys, so Pambo here, back again with another video. So in this video we are going to be doing something a little more special, and it's a request by one of my students in Susek, Yabua. So today we are going to learn how we can build a chat bot. Okay, so there are many ways you can go about this. You can choose to build it with custom code by learning a language like Python or JavaScript, or you can use a third-party system like Watson from IBM, or Google's Dialogflow, which is my personal favorite. So today I'm going to show you how you can create a custom chatbot using Dialogflow. So the first thing you want to do is to head over to dialogflow.cloud.google.com, and over here we are going to create an agent. Now you need to have an account first. You need to have an account here before you can create the agent. And we also need to do something. We need to create a project first. So we head over to console.cloud.google.com to create the project, and then we will head back to Dialogflow. So here click on this place and then new project. So the project, we are going to give a name. So here let's just call it the warrior. So let's call it the warrior bot. Is that okay? And then click on create. That's all. So the warrior bot is being created, and we wait for it to be done. So it's done. Now we head back to Dialogflow and then we click on create agent. So over here what we have to do is to give the agent a name, right? So we have to give the agent a name. So let's call it the warrior bot, and then we pick the Google project we are working with. So the Google project we are working with is the warrior bot here. So click on that and then click on create. Good. So this might take a little bit of time, so you'd want to wait for it to finish, and then once it's done we get to work with intents and entities and so on and so forth. Now this is not very difficult. Within 5 minutes you can set up an agent, and then you can get it so people can test it out, right? Good. So let's see. So over here on the left panel, right, you see we have intents, entities, knowledge base, fulfillment, integrations, all these other good stuff. And then here we see we are on the intents pane. So the intents pane, we have the default welcome intent and then the fallback intent. And then over here on the right side is where we have the try it now. So on the default welcome intent, now basically you ask, what is an intent? Okay, so here it says intents are mappings between the user's queries and the actions fulfilled by the software. I have a much simpler definition. So it's what the user intends to do, right? So it's as simple as that. So when the user first interacts with the bot, or when you meet someone for the first time, you'd want to say hi, right? So that's the welcome intent. So when we click on the welcome intent, we see some possible phrases you might use. So just going to say hi, hey, hello, hi, howdy. So these are some possible phrases you might use if you are saying hello to someone, right? So if you are saying hello to someone, that's the possible phrases. And some of the possible responses you get will be, hi, how are you doing? Hello, how can I help you? You get it? So that's some of the possible phrases. So with this, you are basically training the agents with phrases, and then it also has some pre-trained responses, right? Good. So over here on the try it out pane, that is where we test out this bot to see whether it is actually working or not. So if I say something like hi, we give it some seconds and it says, hi, how are you doing? So this is what we get back. So hi, how are you doing? You get it? So you provide some phrases you want to train it on, and then once you test it you get some feedback over here. Good. So for the purposes of what we are going to do, we want to build this bot for this site. Okay, we are building the bot for this site. Now The Devoya site is basically a way for people to request the services of workers, right? We already know that. So here, what we are going to do is the welcome phrase. We want it to be more, what do you call it? More fine-tuned, or we want to make it more relatable, right? So we say hi. So hi, welcome to Devoya. Welcome to Devoya. How may I help you? Something like this. Okay. Then click on save. It's important. You need to click on save. So now when we say hi, it says, hi, welcome to Devoya. How may I help you? So you can provide some other variations to this response. So you can say, hello, I am Devoya. How? No, let's make it. let them know it's a bot. I am Devoya bot. How may I assist you? Right? Good. So something like this. Click on save and then test it out. So it says, hi, I am Devoya bot. How may I assist you? Good. So that's the intent. Okay. So the intent is basically what the user is trying. What does the user intend to accomplish, right? So that's the intent. So we are going to create our own intent and then we'll create a custom entity. I'll show you what entities are in a bit. So let's create our own intent. So click on the plus sign. Now we need to give this intent a name. So what is the business trying to do? Well, it's a way to connect skilled workers to clients. So clients will be requesting the services of workers. So if we are on the part of the client, their intention will be to do what? Request the services of workers. So here we'll give it a more descriptive name like request service, right? Request service. Sorry. Request service like this. Then click save. So now we need to give it some possible phrases, right? We need to train it on some phrases. What is the user likely to say? So the user can say, hi, I want to request a service, right? So this is something the user might say. And if the user says that, we want to have a response. So we can say, okay, your request is being processed. Something like this. Click on save. Now I know we've not done much, so this is not very good if I can put it that way, because we are just saying, hi, I want to request a service, and it's saying, okay, your request is being processed. What request? We've not made that. So that's where entities will come in. But for the time being, let's just go with this for the testing purposes. So here I'm going to say, hi, I want to request a service, like that. Is this right? Okay, I think so. Good. So we say, hi, I want to request a service, and it says, okay, your request is being processed, right? Good. So we need to add in some more variations, right? So I will typically recommend that you add at least 5. At least 5. Okay, if it's above 10, that is good. So the agent is more fine-tuned for such intents. Okay, so here I want to request a service. So may I, or I need help. Let's just say I need help. Okay, so that's one. Someone might say that. Okay, so I want to request the service of a worker, right? Something like this. So I need I want to request a service. I need the service of a worker. May I get the service of let's say a carpenter, right? Someone might be very direct, carpenter, right? Or you get it. So I think here you basically get the idea, right? So here what we are basically doing is we are taking in what the user might say, and then we are trying to get the response back. So then we also want to do something to make it more interesting, because on the app before you can request the service of a worker, you need to provide in your name, your phone number, your email, right? Your name, your phone number, your email. So those are ways the request gets sent back to the backend, and then we handle it from that side. Okay, so let's try and simulate it. So the user can say my name is, let's say Jane, like this. Okay, my name is Jane, so I want to introduce you. Good. So we see something. We see that Jane is highlighted and it says cis person under entity. So it automatically detects that, okay, Jane is a name, and if it's a name, names are entities. You get it? Good. So Jane is a name. Just understand that. So if it's a name, it's an entity. So there are so many system entities it has. So the cis before it is just saying that it's in the system, right? So the system has already created it by default. So you can work around with it. So next time, if we want to call in the name, so here, if we want to echo out the person's name or respond to the person, we'll just respond with this. So when I come down to action parameters, we see this, the value. So it goes with a $sign before person, right? So if I want to echo out that, I'll say, okay, $sign person, like this. But for this to work, we need to make this required, that the person must tell us their name. You need to tell us who you are so that we keep it in our memory. So we click on this, and then we define a prompt in case the user does not provide it. So here we'll say, what is your name? Just like that. What is your name? And then we click on close. Save this, and now if we go back and we say hi again, hi, I want to request a service, it says, what is your name? Because we want to get the user's name. You get it? So if the person says, my name is Janet, okay, it says, okay, Janet, your request is being processed. So you get it? So entities are ways in which we can grab specific values and then later use them as we process it. So like I said, before anyone can make a request here, we'll need their name, we'll need their phone number, and we'll need their email. So let's go ahead and create that, and then I'll show you how we create our own entities. So name is Jane, my email is, so let's say code with Sheriga. I'm not using anyone's email. It's always going to be mine, right? Now this time we didn't automatically get it, so we have to specify and tell it that, okay, code with Sheriga is an email. So what we are going to do is we are going to highlight over that piece of text, that email, highlight over it, and then browse for or just filter in email. Okay, says email. So now we've told the system that, okay, this is an entity that we always want to grab. So under here we see we find the email as well. So if we check this box and then we define a prompt and say, please enter in your email, please enter your email, that will also be prompted. You get it? So if we want to echo that out, so let me say your email is, so it will be what? Email, like this. So it grabs this value. Your request is being processed. So now if we save this and we try again, this time we'll get two prompts, one for the person, so to get their name, and the other to get their email. So if we say hi like this, get hello, I'm Devoya, how may I assist you? So we say I want to request a service, and then it says, okay, what is your name? So my name is Pambu, right? So what is your email? My email is let's go with code@sheriga.com, right? So it says, okay, Pambu, your email is code@sheriga.com. Your request is being processed. Do you get the idea now? So you are grabbing the name, you are grabbing the email, and then you can use it wherever you want to use it. Good. So now we have the name, we have email. Now we need the phone number. So let's just go ahead and do that too. So my phone number is so let me go with 0553164027, and we need to tell it that this is also an entity. So you highlight over that and then search for phone. Phone. So says phone number. So there are so many entities. Hit enter. There are so many entities, right? Location, currency, dates, so many. So depending on what you are trying to build, you can always find system entities for that. So but if you don't also get a system entity, you can create yours. So we'll do that in a second, but let's test this out. So let's make this required as well and say enter your phone number, okay? Or we say please provide your phone number, please provide your phone number, like this. Okay, let's delete the first one. This one sounds more nicer. Okay, good. So now, says person, your email is, your phone number is, your phone number is, so $, and then we choose what? Phone number. Good. So so save it and let's try it one more time. Hi, I want to request a service. So it says, what is your name? So my name is Pambu. What's your email? My email is code@sheriga.com, and then please provide your phone number. So my phone number is 0553164027. Hit on enter, and it says, okay, Pambu, your email is this, your phone number is that, your request is being processed. So you see how easy it is to grab the user's details, right? So this is very, very easy. Now the last thing we want to do is to get the type of service they want to request. You get it? So we have cleaning service, we have roofing service, so many services, right? So many services. So cleaning service, IT service, so many, welding service, so many, right? So let's just go with a few of them. So we need to go and create, these are entities that we need, but they are not defined as system entities. So we need to go and create our own entities, right? So we go to the entities tab and then we create an entity. So click on create entity. So this entity will be, we can call it any name, right? So let's call it service type. Let's call it service type. Save it. Now we need to provide in at least one field, right? So click on this. So some of the services will be cleaning, some would be what do you call it? So cleaning service, welding service, masonry, carpentry. So carpenter, I think that's how we spell it. If it's not, I'm sorry. I'm okay, yeah, but I think you get the idea. So carpentry, so on so on. So you can add as many services as you want. Let me see. Yeah, let's just go with this. Click on save, and now when we get back to the intent under the request service, okay, so go back to the request service And now here you see I said, may I get the service of a carpenter? You get it? So this particular phrase, carpenter is an entity, the one we just created. So we call it what? Service type. So select that. So now it knows it in its memory that whenever I see carpenter, it's a type of what? Service. So here we need to check that as well, and then say, what type of service do you want? What type of service? What type of service do you want? Okay, what type of service do you want? Click on close, and now we can, so let's add this, your request for service is being processed, right? So it's more descriptive. Okay, so let's go over the entire process again. So say, hi, I want to request a service. Okay, and it says, what is your name? My name is Pambo. My email, code, phone number 0. Now what type of service do I want? So I want a mason, MASON, right? I want a mason. What type of service do you want? Okay, so let's say we call it masonry. Masonry. So let's say masonry. Yes. Or what type of service? Let's go with carpenter. I think I made him a carpenter like this, and it's still stuck on what type of service do you want. So let's see, what are we doing wrong? So what type of service do you want? Save it. Let's double check to be sure we are not making any errors. So go back to entities. So service type, carpentry, cleaning, welding. Yeah. Okay, so check fuzzy matching. Okay, sometimes you need to check fuzzy matching. So check fuzzy matching, and then so it can try and guess what you are trying to say. So let's head back, begin the process again. So hi, I want to request a service. What type of service do you want? I want carpenter. We seem to be stuck on this. I'm not sure why. Let me refresh the page. Okay, so the agent is training. So let's wait for the agent to finish training. So that might be the problem as well. So once the agent is done training, then we continue. Let me see. So hi, how may I help you? So I want to, okay, so agent training is completed. So hi, I want to request a service. Now another thing we can also do is we can provide all the context at once. So my name is Pambo. My email is code with Sheriga at gmail.com, and my phone number is 055 316 4027. So my phone number is 055 I think that's all right. I want a carpenter. Let's go with this. So I've provided all the context at once, and it says good. Hi, So it says, okay, Pambo, your email is codewithcherry@gmail.com. Your phone number is this. Your request for a carpentry. Okay, I think is what I called it here. So let's fix that. So service type, let's fix that. Okay, so here let's call it carpenter. Let's call it carpenter, right? Carpenter. Let's call this a mason. I think that's why we were having the problems. Okay, mason. Sorry, let's call this a welder. But I think you get the idea, right? So welder, cleaner, like that. Good. No, mason. Good. Welder, yes. And here cleaner. So you can add as many as you want. Just go on, create as many service types as you want, and you can proceed with that. Okay, so good, this works fine. So when we test it, we provide everything high, we provide everything all at once. You see your request for, it's still training. Okay, so that's why we are still having your request for carpentry. Okay, but it's still training. It takes a little while to finish training. So good. So agent training is started, so we wait for it to finish, and then I'll re-add the prompt, and then we see how it goes. So, but just so you know, it gets a little, depending on the size of the project you are building, right? It gets complex from there. But this is basic chats, right? So we are not going to go too deep into everything, like how you handle fulfillment, right? So the agent training is done. So fulfillment would be if you had to pass the information to a webhook, right? So you pass in the email to where the information is getting sent to, right? If you have Firebase configured, you can enable it and then just do that as well. But we are not going to go into that. We are just going to go over the basic things you can do. So let me do this again, and let's see. Good. So okay, Pambo, your email is codewithcherry@gmail.com. Your phone number is this. Your request for a carpenter is being what? Processed. Great. So this works fine. So I think by now you get the idea. So here under the intent, you train it on a whole number of things you want it to do, and the entities you provide some of the specific information, very specific information, and then here you basically just give a sample response. So this is one way. So we say, or we can add this: thank you, your request for a what service type is being processed. An email will be sent to you on what? Email. Correct. Sorry, not email.original, just email. Great. And an agent will contact you shortly. I think an agent will contact you on phone number shortly, like that. So we are basically just grabbing whatever the user gave us, and then we are echoing it out. So this might be a possible response. You can create as many variations of the response as you want, right? So let's test it out one more time to see whether we get the second response. So that's the first one still. Let me see. So let me move this to the top, or better, okay, it's fine. I think this is fine. So let's set this to be, for the purposes of what we are doing, let's just set this to be the end of the conversation. So once this is done, the conversation has ended. It will not be expecting any type of input. So how do we test this? So we test it here, but we want some more integration. So let's say we are done, assuming this is everything we are going to build, we are done with that. We need to integrate it into a live, either a live website or another type of channel. So I tested this out this morning and it was really good. So you basically get a phone call, right? So you configure a phone number and then you can make a call to that number, right? So if you want to test it out, you might want to check it, but it only lasts for I think about 30 days. Yes, for about 30 days at a time before the number is gone. So yeah, you might want to check this out. I think it's pretty cool. But for the purpose of what we are doing, we are going to go with the web demo. Okay, you can also integrate it with Telegram, right? You can integrate it with Telegram, with Messenger, so many things. This is awesome, right? This is awesome. So we are just going to go with the web demo because I want to put it here on this site. But just so you know, this is for testing, right? This is just for testing. I won't put it on forever. It's basically just for this video, right? So we click on web demo and then we click on enable. So we need to enable this, and then so right now if we head over to this link, okay, click on this link, we can basically just test it out, have a feel of it, how it will work on a real site. So here we can begin. Hi, my name is Pambo, like this. So it will ask what type of service, or so please enter your email. It goes straight forward. So let's just go with this. goldricheriga@gmail.com. So this is just a tutorial, so I've not taken my time to structure it very well. I'm just using this to explain how intents and entities work. But if it were somewhat of a real project, you take your time to structure how the intents go, how entities work, and how they interact with each other, right? So let's go with this. And what type of service do you want? So I want a cleaner, right? I want a cleaner. So thank you, Pambo. Your request for a cleaner is being processed. An email will be sent to you on this. An agent will contact you on shortly. You get it? Easy as that. Great. So we have that. The next thing we have to do is to include this in a live site. That's the last thing we are going to do. So we are going to be including this dialog box into this particular website. Okay, so to do that, we are going to head over to where I'm hosting this currently. So it's here, and this is the code that hosts the what do you call it, this site, the site you're seeing, right? Okay, so what we need is very simple. We need this piece of code, this iframe, right? So you need to grab this, just copy it, head over to your site where you have your live website, okay, and then place it anywhere, right? So wherever you want it to be, simply just paste it over there and click on save, and then just save it, right? Click on save. Now I've noticed that with this site, or where I'm hosting it, sometimes the cache goes on to disrupt a lot of things. So I'm going to clear the cache, and then we try it again, right? So here, let's head over to this site, refresh it to see whether we get any type of feedback. Good. So we get this ugly looking box. We get this ugly looking box over there, but here we can test it. So if I say hi, we say, hi, welcome to the wire, how may I help you? So I want the service of a carpenter. The service of a carpenter. I want the service of a carpenter, and let's just go with this. Let's just go with the flow, right? So what's your name? My name is, let's say my name is Kwesi. My name is Kwesi. So please enter your email. My so let's say Kwesi Arthur, right? Kwesi Arthur at gmail.com. Please, if you're Kwesi Arthur, don't sue me. I even spelled the name wrongly. Let's fix that. Kwesi Arthur, right? And then provide your phone number. So 0 to what, right? And then, okay, Kwesi, your email is kwesiarthur at gmail.com. Your phone number is this. Your request is carpenter. Your request for a carpenter is being processed. Easy as that. So you get it, right? So basically, that's all I wanted to show you. Now, I would not be leaving this on. This looks ugly. And so that's how you put it on a live production site. Okay. So you simply just have it. Now, if I were to be working on this more seriously, I would style it so it would be like a button, right? And it will only pop up when you need it, right? And maybe you style these things as well so that it's displaying the logo and all those things. And if you also want to go further with it, you would want to let's close this, enable it for other channels as well, like connected to your Messenger or Telegram or WhatsApp or Twilio. Twilio is actually also very, very good, right? So these are platforms I've worked with and I find it to be very good. Okay, so yeah, so basically that's it for this video. I'll be taking it down. It will not be on here. I'll be taking it off, right? It was just meant for this tutorial. So I hope you found it useful. So yeah, boy, this is for you and to all the guys at Susek, Don Bosco, St. James, Odumasaman. If you are watching this video, thank you guys very much, and I wish you a merry Christmas, right? You guys have been awesome. Next year when we get back, we will be doing a lot of more things. Okay, so this is just a simple thing, right? How to build a simple chatbot. So I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. If you want me to work on other channels or how to integrate it with any of these, you can leave it in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back with you. So thank you guys, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.